And hey, everyone, it is Thursday, March 16th. It's March Madness.
The
Yes.
TV
March
was on very
Madness.
early here. First it was golf, then it was basketball.
Yeah, well, when I work in a den, I have a TV on just in the background. Just some people listen to music, some people listen to podcasts. I have a TV on just for distraction. But, it's super exciting because there's a million teams and then somebody wins. So my favorite's always Gonzaga because they're out of Spokane, and that's kind of the closest team that ever really does anything. And they, break your hearts every year. So I'm not expecting any different this year. So, it's just fun to watch. But lots going on. My, oh my, Jayden Backs. Last week you had some good news with mortgage rates not going up and the craziness of the Silicon Valley Bank. And I know we're not going to get into the weeds on it. I don't think that's our wheelhouse. At least certainly not mine. But we would need to have Thomas Carosier on from Sun Life to kind of maybe we'll have him on next week. But we'll get to that in a second. So we're going to talk about that. Natalie has some wicked ideas and one of the grossest TV room pictures I've ever seen. It's bad.
I like to find the bad ones.
and it's not our house. I can tell you that much. So,
just had to have that disclaimer there, right? Make sure everybody knew.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll get to that and all in a second. I'm going to roll first with the weekly stats here. We're seeing the trend now. It's the spring market. Excuse me. So you can see, look back 5 weeks ago. So the far right-hand side of the screen, February 9th to 16th, 203 new listings that week. We had the one blip there at the end of February, but really we've been going up, and then we had a slight decrease this week. And solds have kind of been on the steady increase. We had the dip there at the end of February as well. But really big jump this week up to 272 on 239 new listings for a sale to new listing ratio of 113%. Days on market dropped a day again this week. So now the last couple of weeks, we're significantly lower than the end of February. Again, not surprising, people. This is spring market now that is starting. Price reduced of 102 again. I double checked that. That was a double take, but that's 102 price reductions. 1,083 active detached. So just slightly look at the trend line there. So 990 at the end or beginning of February, let's call it beginning to middle. And then just a slow, gradual increase. But keep in mind, when Natalie shows you last year, we're still well below what we were last year for total active. And then our total active for this year, 2312. Again, slight increase from last week and the week before. And then really the bump up came kind of once we hit March. Oh, we lost Natalie.
We have lost Natalie.
She said, I could hear her say sorry upstairs. So, hey, it's live. It's technology, people. What are you going to do?
That's how things go. Well, then let's fill it. Let's fill it a little bit with that Silicon Valley Bank. And then the other bank in New York went down. Credit Suisse stocks fell down by 30%. And so people are like, what does that mean for me and my money in my bank? And like you said, we won't get a lot into that. The reality is in Canada, your money in your bank is probably safe. We have, we don't have thousands of banks like they have in the United States. We have a small amount of banks that have a diversified portfolio. So, there's not going to be a run on banks here. But there's been some impacts, right? Here's Natalie back in the
sorry, I was trying to make my screen bigger and it clapped. Anyway, sorry, I'm so sorry.
Well, finish that thought though, Jayden.
No. So there's just been some impacts in the bond market, right? And we'll get into that a little bit more when we get into the rates, how that could affect you, what your kind of short and medium term thinking is. But yeah, let's jump back to you guys here first.
Again, apologies for that. Okay, so over last year, we have had, it's down 42% of total sales. New listings is down 41.85. Active listings are down 25%. So, it's not too bad, but still lower. And days on market is up 28% from 21 to 27 over last year.
I will just say this. I think we said this last week as well. When we have clients on searches, we also see when they go pending. Mm-hmm. And the amount of times, we have a client here in Woodbine They want to buy first, then sell. Smart idea. Highly recommended if you can do it financially. And new listing, next day pending. New listing, pending. New list. You get the, if there's 10 listings that get sent out to these clients, maybe one's got a price reduction out of 10 or 20. It's just anecdotally speaking. So, again, that's an average of 27 days. But in the detached market, in the row townhouse market, I would even say there's some apartments that are going quick as well. So anyway, back over to you, Jayden.
Yeah, no problem. It's absolutely. The market is, like you say, it just depends on the communities you're in and everything like that. This market, there's really no change from last week, but there is huge changes happening behind the scenes. The bond market plummeted yesterday, came back up a little bit on some strength in the economy in the United States. That there is some of the numbers that have come up there. And it's just really interesting the way that if you look at the investors behind everything, the way that they're pricing things into the market, for most of them, up until last week, we were thinking 2023, there wouldn't be anything happening with prime. We would just kind of see how everything would happen. Fixed rates would stay around the same. Now those same people are pricing at least a 1% decline in prime in 2023, likely larger. And really, like this Silicon Valley Bank, what's happening with Credit Suisse and everything like that. We talk about it quite often, that the government is pushing something kind of until it breaks, and this seems to be the first sign of things breaking. So I'm getting a ton of emails today on 3 and 4 and 5 year fixed interest rate specials. And I just think there's, these lenders the rates haven't gone down significantly yet. They're going to start going down. Somebody's going to crack and be the first to market to bring it down and lower their spread. But that 3 and 4 and 5 year fixed, if you're not sure if you're going to be in that house for 3 or 4 or 5 years, like we talk about that interest rate differential, the possibility of a penalty, you really need to be talking to a broker, your banker, whoever you do your mortgage with, and really have a strategy in place. Because even though these are starting to come down and might look like a fantastic rate at let's say 4.54 instead of that 5.25 that we had a couple of weeks ago, it might not be a great rate 6, 8, 12 months from now, right? So you have to take all of that into account. I really feel like we're kind of seeing the first cracks in the economy right now, and a lot of signs are pointing towards that recession that we've been calling for.
All right. Yeah. Natalie, show us some amazing TV rooms, will you?
Well, don't you like this one? This is like my babysitter's back in 1979.
That one makes my eyes hurt.
I know, it makes my eyes hurt too. Okay, so I'm just going to go back. So we're talking about elevating your TV and transforming your viewing. So we all know TVs can be very ugly sometimes in certain spaces. Mark would differ with me on that one, but it's just about making it a part of the decor. So this one is a really good example, keeping things clean and simple. They took a really simple wood, like they did the etching around the outside and just made it into part of the decor. So it looks like a piece of art on the wall. And if you have a nice picture or background on there, it can really make it look quite classy. Next one is taking a lead from the decor of the room. So this one, I mean, this is such a stunning living room. Like that light fixture is just wow. And the marble on the fireplace. So it just sort of hides, it blends in a little bit and it's not overtaking the space. So it's not taking away from the fireplace or the light fixture. This one is creating levels of interest. This again is playing with that idea that you do not have to have it front and center. It's just sort of hidden away and you've got lots of different heights and varying spaces in there that sort of draws the eye away from the TV. So, which is also a nice thing. This is my favorite, hide it away. I love this. So the one on the left is really quite cool because it's hidden behind that panel, that walnut panel there, but you would just slide it over like a barn door. There it is. You put it away. You're not going to see it. The one on the right reminds me of some of the trailers we looked at, Mark. So it just rotates around. So it can be totally hidden away and no one even knows it's there. And then when you go to watch, you just flip it back over. So, and that's it for this week.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jayden.
Well, if you have sports on 24/7, why would you ever hide your TV? Right? Like it's
hide it away in his den.
Yeah, that's right. We close the door if you don't want to
close the door.
All right, so let's roll through some community events. A few of these are the same as last week. There's still that half-year played chef's dinner, which looks interesting. The Grape Escape, the Rock and Gem Show. I just wanted to point out the Wranglers play next weekend, and I believe it's their fan appreciation. That's against San Diego. And then the Hitmen are here this weekend against Medicine Hat. I think the Hitmen are in a fight for a playoff spot. The Wranglers will be in the playoffs. So we will have one professional hockey team in Calgary in the playoffs. And I can tell you, I will be going to some of those games because the hockey is fantastic. And you won't have to mortgage your house to buy playoff tickets. Oh, man. Jayden, did we ever tell you over Christmas when my daughter was home from Toronto, we just kind of looked at going to the Edmonton-Calgary game? And even the tickets in the nosebleeds, like the press level, were, I don't know, they were $250. Like,
well, it's all those stinking Oilers fans coming down and filling our stadium, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So that wraps it up for this week. Despite the technical challenges, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching either live or later on all the different channels. This is now being streamed out to Jayden's LinkedIn, to Natalie's Facebook, to YouTube, of course, as always, to my LinkedIn and Facebook pages as well. So thanks everyone for watching. I want to point out that if you have questions about what's going on with, that Silicon Valley Bank thing, talk to Jayden. We also obviously have some great financial people. If you have questions about your investments, we can certainly get you in touch with Thomas from Sun Life, who can help you out there. Tom Statue as well, who's a very, very knowledgeable guy. So we have some good options for you. So please reach out if you have questions. And again, if you have questions on the real estate market, what's your home worth in this market? Is it worth selling now, waiting? What plan are we using with these clients, excuse me, when they're buying first, selling later? How do we do that? How do we time it so that you're not homeless, you're not paying for too much bridge financing? Jayden, maybe next week you can talk a little bit more about bridge financing and how we do that in some of the deals we do. But anyway, just rambling on now. That's it for this week. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you all in 7